What do you do after you've made a fortune? Most people would probably think of retiring to a private island, sipping cocktails on a yacht, and enjoying a life of luxury. That's the life Elon Musk could have had after selling PayPal for hundreds of millions of dollars. But he chose a different path, a much harder path. Instead of buying mansions and sports cars, he poured every penny he had, and 10 some into projects that sounded like they were straight out of a science fiction movie. He wanted to build electric cars when everyone was still hooked on gasoline. He wanted to build rockets that could land themselves and fly again when the entire aerospace industry said it was impossible. He wanted to blanket the globe with satellite internet. These were his companies: Tesla, SpaceX, and Starlink. And almost everyone thought he was completely crazy. The year 2008 was the breaking point. It was a year that would have crushed almost anyone else. Imagine this: you've invested everything you have into your dream. SpaceX's Falcon 1 rocket, the key to the whole plan, launches for the third time. And for the third time, it explodes in a spectacular failure. At the same time, his other company, Tesla, was hemorrhaging money and teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. The global financial crisis was in full swing, and no one wanted to invest in a guy whose rockets kept blowing up. He was out of money. Personally and professionally. He had to sell his properties, borrow money from friends just to make payroll, and he was reportedly sleeping on couches. The media was relentless, calling him a failure. His personal life was also in turmoil. This wasn't just a business problem. It was a total collapse. It was the absolute bottom. Hilater sighed. I felt like I was staring into the abyss. For most people, this would have been the end of the story. Game over. But this is where the story truly begins. Instead of giving up, Musk gathered the last of his personal funds and scraped together enough capital for one more launch. Just one more. He told his team, "If this doesn't work, we're done." The pressure was immense. The future of both SpaceX and Tesla rested on this single, final attempt. On September 28, 2008, the Falcon 1 rocket launched for the fourth time. This time, it didn't explode. It soared, reaching orbit and becoming the first privately funded liquid-fueled rocket to do so. That single success was the spark that reignited the dream. It was the proof of concept that convinced NASA to award SpaceX a massive contract, saving the company from ruin. That contract, in turn, gave him the credibility and resources to keep Tesla alive. From that moment on, the tide began to turn. SpaceX started landing rockets, a feat many experts had sworn was impossible. Tesla became the world's most valuable car company, leading the electric vehicle revolution. Starlink is now connecting remote corners of the world to the internet. Today, Elon Musk leads more than 6 major companies, from AI to brain-computer interfaces. Yet, by billionaire standards, he continues to live a surprisingly simple life. He's known for his relentless work ethic, often sleeping on the factory floor, because for him, it was never about the money. He sees money as a tool, a means to an end. And what is that end? Building the future. This story isn't really about electric cars or reusable rockets. It's a powerful lesson in resilience. It's about having the courage to risk everything for a belief, even when the entire world is telling you you're wrong. It's about understanding that the biggest failures are often the stepping stones to the greatest successes. It reminds us that sometimes the things that seem utterly impossible are the very things most worth fighting for. Thanks for watching. If this story inspired you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that challenges the status quo. See you in the next one.